Alright, now that we washed the sour taste of the albums I hated in 2019 out of my mouth, let's talk about some great albums that I really love this year. Welcome to the 18 albums I loved in 2019 list. I explained this in the last video, but I call it albums I loved instead of best albums because to me, calling it best albums of the year indicates that these are objectively the best when honestly most of them probably aren't. There are plenty of albums on this list that I personally really enjoyed that most people probably didn't, so just bear that in mind. And again, I know 18 is a weird number, but this year I didn't listen to a whole lot, at least not as much as I did before, so there are probably some great albums that I did miss out on just because I was more picky choosy with my records this year. But either way, these were the albums that I listened to this year that I loved the most, that really stuck with me the most. And again, this is just my opinion, so sorry if your favorite album doesn't pop up on this list, or I'm sorry if a record you didn't like is on this list, or if a record that you loved is a bit lower on this list than you wanted, but either way, let's just get into it. 18 albums I loved in 2019, let's go. Coming in at number 18, a record that really surprised me this year, and I know some people weren't as crazy about it, but it is Blink-182's latest record, 9. To me, with this record, I feel like Blink-182 crafted something where there's never a dull moment. I think it's a compelling throwback to their old material with enough experimentation and new sounds to keep it feeling fresh and tastefully upgraded upon their signature sound for this new generation. Yeah, this was just a really fun record, and I think Blink really tastefully upgraded on their sound while staying true to who they were in the past. At number 17, the boys are back and they're older and they're still great. That is the Jonas Brothers with their latest record, Happiness Begins. One of the year's more pleasant surprises for me. I think it's far better than one could have reasonably expected out of a reunion of a Disney Channel novelty band of sorts. It's a record that feels pleasantly old school, but I think the boys sound right at home throughout a lot of the instrumentals here. I think it's just a really nice comeback. They did a really solid job with it. At number 16, I gotta go with Pink with her latest record, Hurts to Be Human. To me, I think Pink takes a more honest and open approach on this album, and the result is a record that just feels lighter than some of her old stuff before the better. It doesn't sound like Pink is chasing radio hits. It sounds like she's creating music that just feels honest to her, and it's a nice emotional turn that I really enjoyed. At number 15, probably one of my biggest surprises of the year, I gotta go with Offset's latest record, Father of Four. Probably the best Migos related project that I've heard in a while, as beyond the move into something more mature, Offset continues to be great in terms of his performances when given the right production, and I think here he's given plenty of compelling production to rap over, and he just does a really nice job with it. I was really impressed with a vast majority of the tracks on here. Very nice job by Offset. At number 14, I gotta go with Post Malone's latest album, Hollywood's Bleeding. To me, I think that Post continues to establish himself here as a very versatile hit maker, showing us that he seems to have the formula for making pop hits down pat to a science even. There's a lot of really compelling and fun tracks on this record, and while it doesn't hit as hard for me as Beer Bongs and Bentleys did, I think it does show off Post's versatility very well, and it is just a really nice all-around album that mixes a lot of styles nicely. At number 13, this is definitely going to be a big surprise, but I honestly gotta go with Khalid's latest album, Free Spirit. To me, I think Khalid proves here that he just has a knack for creating some really catchy, sticky R&B jams with some compelling production. He's got some really nice vocals, a really solid sense of melody, and I think he manages to create what's probably one of the better mainstream records of this year. At number 12, a late year album that snuck onto the list at the last minute, it is Harry Styles' latest album, Fine Line, which was a wonderful growth from his debut record that shows him being able to jump in and out of different styles compellingly, building from his debut and taking a logical step forward that doesn't feel like a complete throwaway of his old album, but feels like a nice growth in style that comes through with this very eclectic blend of songs. At number 11, we got an EP, and it is the latest Poppy EP, Choke. With this, I think Poppy continues to evolve her sound a lot, building off what made Am I a Girl so successful, creating some very dark and exciting tracks with really interesting, deeper ideas hidden below the surface. If anything, I'd like to hear more, but I know that Poppy's coming out with a new album, I think early in 2020, so I can't wait to hear it and hear what she's got to say and how she builds off of this. At number 10, another EP, I gotta go with Lil Nas X's 7 EP. To me, I think that this year Lil Nas X really mastered the fine art of not taking himself too seriously, crafting an EP that's lighthearted, fun, and features some really interesting lyrical themes hidden below the very compelling production. He showcases his versatility well here and proves to me that he's not just a one-hit wonder off of Old Town Road, and I'd like to see where he goes from here on his eventual debut album. At number 9, we have the very lovely James Blake album, Assume Form, which was a beautiful collection of love songs that features some brilliant electronic production, some emotional lyrics. The record is damn near hypnotic. It shows James Blake in full focus, leaving himself with room for experimentation emotion, but staying true to the theme of love that he was trying to go for, and it's just such a nice record. At number 8, another amazing record from someone who is continuing to be a huge force in pop music. It is Ariana Grande with Thank You Next. With this, she continues into the trap-leaning direction of Sweetener, and beyond the compelling production, she comes through with a record that feels really personal, emotional, and very raw. To me, I think she bears it all out here and does it in a really fantastic way that just continues to establish to me why she's just one of the most solid, consistent pop stars in the game today. At number 7, we have a rising pop star who had a big breakthrough with this record. It is Billie Eilish with When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? For an artist of her age, Billie crafts something so mature and fascinating with this debut album, with very dark and haunting production that she takes full command of with memorable vocal performances. And for a record that really hit the mainstream this year, it's one that definitely has far more bite than you might reasonably expect. For someone this young, I've gotta say, Billie Eilish definitely has a bright future ahead of her if her music is anything like this in the future. At number 6, I know this record will end up higher on some other people's lists, but it's still an album that I love even though it's kind of low here. It is Tyler, the Creator's latest album, Igor. With this, I think Tyler comes through with what is perhaps his finest record yet, with very twisty production, some strong vocal performances, and some excellent emotion and lyrical themes at its centerpiece, continuing the maturing that Tyler showed on Flower Boy, and just being a pretty excellent breakup record. This one's absolutely beautiful, and I can see why it's going to top and be very high on many album of the year lists this year. At number 5, he topped my loved list last year and managed to create another amazing record this quick. It is Denzel Curry with Zoo, an unapologetic and loving tribute to the Florida-based brand of hip-hop that Denzel was raised with. It's not nearly as conceptual as Taboo, of course it wasn't really ever going to be, but it is loaded from top to bottom with consistent, fun, energetic bangers that you just cannot stop going back to. Even when he's not tackling concepts like he did on Taboo, Denzel is still just creating incredible, amazing music and doing such a great job with records like this. I really can't wait to see where he goes from here. At number 4 is the latest Anderson .Paak record, Ventura. With this, Anderson .Paak turns down some of the fat that I felt was on Oxnard for a record that beautifully blends styles of hip-hop, R&B, soul, and funk thanks to some very beautiful production, charismatic vocal performances, and even better feature work than what Oxnard had. It's really a beautiful record from someone who has been rather unappreciated in the scene lately that I really hope continues to hit it off as we head into the 2020s. At number 3, I gotta go with Kevin Abstract's latest album, Arizona Baby, a record with some quirky Brockhampton-styled production that mixes beautifully with great vocal performances from Kevin, who really delivers some intimate and candid verses and different anecdotes, tackling very emotional themes just like the group has done in the past and continues to do, and doing so just really nicely. This is a record that really grew on me throughout the year. I loved it at first listen, but I loved it even more as I went back to it. At number 2, I gotta go with the 100 gecs album, 1000 gecs. Perhaps the nuttiest experience that I've had with an album in a long time. This record, crafted by the duo of Dylan Brady and Laura Les, pretty much throws every single sound that they can at you, but somehow craft them in a way that actually feels pretty focused and creative. Probably because they just have such great ears for melody, and they can somehow craft these great, consistent, sticky melodies amid all this chaos. It was an album that definitely blew me away when I first heard it, but I really loved it, and I can't wait to see what comes next from 100 gecs. Hopefully it just goes even nuttier than this. And at number 1, the album that I love the most this year, I've got to give it to Brockhampton with their latest album, Ginger. To me, the boys come through with what is their most concise and focused album yet, filled with very emotional tracks that feel like a strong and natural evolution for the group. I know it's more emotional and more downbeat and sad than the Saturation Trilogy and even Iridescence, but everyone gets a chance to shine on this record. The vocal performances are consistently great, the production is compelling, the emotional themes are wonderful, and while it may not have the bangers some may come to expect, it is another beautifully crafted record from the all-American boy band Brockhampton. I don't know how many more albums they have left because they've been talking about it recently, but no matter where we go next, this album is amazing. They really did an excellent job with it, and I just can't wait to hear what the boys have in store next. So yeah, that was my final list of 2019, and hopefully if I get this uploaded fast enough, my final video of 2019. Thank you guys for coming along for this journey in 2019. Being that it was my first year doing reviews on this channel, I really appreciate that you guys opened up to my videos so quickly. I appreciate you guys who comment, like, check the videos out, you know, all that good good stuff. And I hope you guys continue to come on the journey in 2020. I'm hoping that it's going to be really exciting, and I'm hoping to grow this channel and do even more new things, so stay tuned for them. Until then, I want to know, what were your favorite albums in 2019? What were the albums that you loved the most? You can rank them if you want to. You don't have to give me 18. You can give me as many as you loved this year. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Leave the albums that you loved the most down below. Let's keep this civil and have some fun, as we like to do, I hope. If you guys want to hit like and subscribe, thank you. If not, you know me by now. I'm no beggar, so I'm not going to do that. For what's next, I am going to be doing a new series throughout the 2020s, unless YouTube implodes and we don't make it through the 2020s on YouTube. But either way, I am planning a new series, but I am not going to tell you what it is until the first video gets uploaded. But it's going to be very early in 2020, so stay tuned for that. And I'm also planning to potentially start doing film reviews as well. I don't watch a whole lot of films throughout a year, so it wouldn't be as much of a strain for me to do film reviews. I could just do them every once in a while when I do see a movie. So stay tuned for those, but otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for such a fun 2019, and I will see you guys in 2020. Peace.